Sanhedrin declares sovereignty over all regions of Israel promised to the forefathers, June 12, 2025. The Sanhedrin ruled that the Jewish people are now clearly in the prophesied third inheritance of the land, the first being by Joshua, the second after the Babylonian exile. The third inheritance refers to the prophesied return of the Jews from the exile that followed the destruction of the Second Temple by the Romans in 70 AD. Jewish tradition holds that this return will usher in the building of the Third Temple, the return of the Davidic dynasty, and the Messianic era. Unlike the returns from the previous exiles, the third return is supposed to be final. Following that decision, the Sanhedrin also issued a ruling that declared sovereignty over the territories of the land of Israel that the state of Israel has not declared sovereignty over. That is, over the territories of the land of Israel in the areas that are currently called Judea, Samaria, the Jordan Valley, Syria, Lebanon, and all territory between the river of Egypt and the great river Euphrates that the people of Israel occupy and the state of Israel does not immediately declare sovereignty over. This definition is consistent with the geographic boundaries of the land promised to Abraham in Genesis. On that day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram and said, "To your descendants will I give this land, from the Wadi of Egypt to the great river, the Euphrates, the land of the Kenites, Kenizzites, Cadmonites, Hittites, Perizzites, Rephaites, Amorites, Canaanites, Girgashites, and Jebusites." Genesis 1:15, 18-21. It is also consistent with the description of the borders described in Deuteronomy. Every place where you set your foot will be yours. Your territory will extend from the desert to Lebanon and from the Euphrates River to the Mediterranean Sea. Deuteronomy 11:24. Break camp and advance into the hill country of the Amorites. Go to all the neighboring peoples in the Arabah, in the mountains, in the western foothills, in the Negev, and along the coastline, to the land of the Canaanites and to Lebanon, as far as the great river, the Euphrates. Deuteronomy 1:7. The Sanhedrin emphasized that they do not reject the authority of the current government. The current state of Israel is a blessed step, perhaps a catalyst to a proper Torah-based government, the Sanhedrin explained. The ruling continued, declaring that the Sanhedrin does not recognize any declaration of a non-Israeli state in the region. "We, the members of the court, undertake to govern and judge the population everywhere with the sovereignty of the Sanhedrin by the commandments of the sons of Noah, and therefore any declaration of the establishment of another state is null and void. Since there is no vacuum in reality and the Palestinian Terror Authority is distributing lands throughout the land of Israel for terrorists, including in Jerusalem and Netanya, thus there are currently 3 entities claiming ownership of parts of the land of Israel. The Sanhedrin in the name of the people of Israel and in the name of the Torah of Israel, the state of Israel, the terrorist authority that the Oslo criminals brought to the land of Israel. The Sanhedrin called on the people of Israel to make this sovereignty official in the public sphere. The formation and distribution of these regions is temporary, the Sanhedrin noted, until the time the land can be distributed according to each person's tribal identity, as prophesied by Ezekiel in the Bible. The Sanhedrin went on to describe the biblical laws pertaining to the land. Leviticus 25:23, "And the land shall not be sold for a price, for the land is mine, for you are strangers and sojourners with me." Generally, the Torah does not interfere in commercial life and permits buying and selling freely, the Sanhedrin noted. However, there is one exception, and that is the land in Israel. Whoever owns land is not permitted to sell it permanently, but only until the year of Jubilee. The Sanhedrin suggested that there were several reasons for this prohibition, the primary being that the land belongs only to God who created it. The only ones who do not need a share in the land are the Levites, since they have a share in the temple, the Sanhedrin noted.